Good morning, everyone. Please rise for the pledge. I pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Good morning, everyone. Welcome to our first meeting of the year, the reorganizational meeting. I will welcome our new commissioner, Christopher Saris. Thank you for the first item I need on the agenda is a motion to approve the January 2nd, 2024 reorganizational agenda.
I'll make the motion.
Do we have a second? Second. Okay. I have a motion and a second. Any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, next we'll go to is public comments and questions concerning today's agenda. Seeing none, we'll move on to the reorganization. First item is motion to appoint Commissioner Matthew Osterberg as chairman, Commissioner Ron Schmalze as vice chairman of the Pike County Board of Commissioners for 4 years.
I'll make that motion.
I'll second.
I have a motion and a second. Any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Number 2, motion to set and advertise the commissioners meeting for the first and third Wednesdays of the month at 11 a.m.
Motion.
Second.
Motion is second. Any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Motion is set and advertise the commissioners' conferences for the second, fourth, and fifth Wednesdays of the month at 11 a.m.
Motion.
Second.
Motion is second. Any questions? All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Motion is set and advertise the retirement board meetings for the third Wednesdays of the month at 11 a.m. and as needed at any regularly scheduled meeting and/or conference.
Motion.
Second.
Motion is second. Any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Motion is set and advertise the salary board meetings as needed at any regularly scheduled meeting and/or conferences.
Motion.
Second.
Motion is second. Any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Motion is set and advertise the election board meetings as needed at any regularly scheduled meeting and/or conferences.
Motion.
Second.
Motion is second. Any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Motion to adopt resolution number 24-01, appointing the Pike County Dispatch, the Tri-County Independent, Pocono Record, the Times Herald Record, the Pike County Courier, and the Law Journal per statute as official publications of the Pike County for the year 2024.
Motion.
Second.
Motion is second. Any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Motion to adopt resolution 2402, setting forth depositories of county funds for the year 2024, namely Holmesdale National Bank, Dime Bank, NBT Bank, Wells Fargo, Wayne Bank, PNC Bank, and Citizens Bank.
Motion.
Second.
Motion is second. Any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Motion to execute the contract between Thomas Farley and the County of Pike for services as the Pike County Solicitor for a 1-year term.
Motion.
Second.
Motion is second. Any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Motion to execute the contract between Stacy Beecher and the County of Pike for services as the Pike County Assistant Solicitor for 1 year.
Motion.
Second.
Motion is second. Any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Motion to appoint Jason Oliver as Pike County Assistant Solicitor for a 1-year term.
Motion.
Second.
Motion is second. All in favor?
Aye.
Motion to execute the contract between Eric L. Hamill and the County of Pike for services as Conflicts Counsel for the Public Defender's Office for a 1-year term.
Motion.
Second.
Motion is second. Any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Motion to recognize the appointment of the following row officers, solicitors as needed basis for a 1-year term. R. Anthony Waldron for the coroner, the pathonetary, and the treasurer. Ron Boujay as auditors and sheriff. Christopher Kimler as the recorder of deeds.
Motion.
Second.
Motion is second. Any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Motion to appoint Michael Lamoureux of MHE Engineering as an engineer of the County of Pike for a 1-year term at the proposed rates.
Motion.
Second.
Motion is second. Any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Motion to appoint Michael Lamoureux of MHE Engineering as dam inspector for the County of Pike for a 1-year term at the proposed rates.
Motion.
Second.
Motion is second. All in favor?
Aye.
Motion to appoint Commissioner Osterberg to the following boards for a 4-year term: Economic Development Authority, Northeastern Pennsylvania Rural Transportation Planning Organization, Northeast Pennsylvania Alliance, Penn State Cooperative Extension, Opioid Task Force, Road Task Force, Tick-Borne Disease Task Force, and the Scenic Rural Character Preservation Board.
Motion.
Second.
Motion is second. Any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Number 17. Motion to appoint Commissioner Schmalze to the following boards for a 4-year term: Lake Wallen Pelpack Watershed Management District Local Emergency Planning Commission, Pocono County Workforce Investment Board, and representative Pocono Mountain Visitors Bureau.
Motion.
Second.
Motion is second. Any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Motion to appoint Commissioner Smallsley to the Pike County Conservation District Board for a one-year term ending December 31st, 2024.
Motion.
Second.
Motion is second. Any questions? All in favor? Aye. Motion to appoint Commissioner Caceres to the following boards for a four-year term: Area Agency on Aging Advisory Board, Area Agency on Aging Transportation Advisory Committee, Carbon Monroe Pike Mental Health and Developmental Services Advisory Board, Children and Youth Advisory Board, Council of Governments Board, and the Reentry Coalition.
Motion.
Second.
Motion is second. Any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Just to note, any commissioner can attend any board meetings in case of the appointed commissioner's absence as a voting member of that board. Number 20, motion to appoint Glenn Stries as chairman of the Pike County Agricultural Land Preservation Board for a one-year term ending December 31st, 2024.
Motion.
Second.
Motion is second. Any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Motion to reappoint the following individuals to the Pike County Area Agency on Aging Advisory Board for a three-year term ending December 31st, 2026. Cordell Bauman, Laura Duccini Engel, Mary Little, Rita Tepperman, and Barbara Shevlin.
Motion.
Second.
Motion is second. Any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Motion to reappoint the following individuals to the Pike County Board of Assessments Appeals for a one-year term: James Gillette as chairman, Fred Soljic as vice chairman, and Frank Tarquinio as secretary.
Motion.
Second.
Motion is second. Any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Motion to reappoint Jean Marie Pizarro to the Carbon Monroe Pike Mental Health and Developmental Services Advisory Board for a three-year term ending December 31st, 2026.
Motion.
Second.
Motion is second. Any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Motion to appoint Jason Pope to the Pike County Children and Youth Advisory Board for a two-year term ending December 31st, 2025.
Motion.
Second.
Motion is second. Any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Motion to reappoint John Milliken as Public Director to the Pike County Conservation District Board for a four-year term ending December 31st, 2027.
Motion.
Second.
Motion is second. Any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Motion to reappoint the following individuals to the Economic Development Authority for a three-year term ending December 31st, 2026. Jerry Najarian, Tim Gartner, and Charles Gillender.
Motion.
Second.
Motion is second. Any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Motion to reappoint the following individuals to the Hotel Tax Grant Program Board for a two-year term ending December 31st, 2025. Bridget Gelderman as chairperson, Jason Genslinger, Rory O'Fee, Lodora Phillips, and Gary Wilson.
Motion.
Second.
Motion is second. Any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
It's just us. Yeah.
What did I say, Jason?
Jason.
Sorry. Looks like a Jason. Motion to reappoint the following individuals to the Lake Wallenpaupack Watershed Management District Board for a four-year term ending December 31st, 2027. Carl Eisenhower, Carson Helfrich, Rachel Marquis, James Martin, and James Shook.
Motion.
Second.
Motion is second. Any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Motion to reappoint the following individuals to the Pike County Road Task Force for a three-year term ending December 31st, 2026. Kenneth Coots from Palmyra Township, Kyle Kallstrom from an alternate for Palmyra Township, Richard Bailow from Delaware Township.
Motion.
Second.
Motion is second. Any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Motion to appoint the following individuals to the Pike County Road Task Force for a three-year term ending December 31st, 2026. Daniel Bolino, alternate in Delaware Township.
Motion.
Second.
Motion is second. Any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Motion to reappoint the following individuals to the Pike County Road Task Force for a one-year term ending December 31st, 2024. Russell York, Porter Township Representative, Bill Powell, alternate from Porter Township.
Motion.
Second.
Motion is second. Any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Motion to reappoint William Klaus to the Scenic Rural Character Preservation Board for a three-year term ending December 31st, 2026.
Motion.
Second.
Motion is second. Any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Motion to reappoint R. Anthony Waldron to the Scenic Rural Character Preservation Board for a three-year term ending December 31st, 2026.
Motion.
Second.
Motion is second. Any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Motion to change the title of Brian Snyder from Planner GIS Technician to Planner Assistant Mapping Director in the Planning Mapping Department, retroactive to January 1st, 2024.
Motion.
Second.
Motion is second. Any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Motion to change the title of Shannon DeVos from Communications Director Administrative Assistant to Communications Director Administrative Manager in the Commissioner's Office, retroactive to January 1st, 2024.
Motion.
Second.
Motion is second. Any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Motion to eliminate the position of discovery coordinator in the district attorney's office.
Motion. Second.
Motion and second. Any questions? All in favor? Aye. Motion to change the position of victims advocate to victims advocate file discovery coordinator in the district attorney's office.
Motion. Second.
Motion and second. Any questions? All in favor? Aye. Motion to change the title of Riona's story from victim advocate to victim advocate file discovery coordinator in the district attorney's office for a 40-hour work week retroactive to January 1st, 2024.
Motion. Second.
Motion and second. All in favor?
Aye.
Motion to acknowledge receipt of a letter from Warden Lowe advising that he has hired Kathleen Cronin as temporary part-time accounts clerk for the correctional facility for a 6-month period retroactive to January 1st, 2024 for less than 1,000 hours per year.
Motion. Second.
Motion and second. Any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Motion to recess the Commissioners' reorganizational meeting to hold a salary board meeting.
Motion. Second.
Motion and second. All in favor?
Aye.
Motion to convene the salary board.
Motion. Second.
Motion and second. Any questions? All in favor? Aye. Motion to approve the 2024 Pike County employee salaries as presented.
Motion. Second.
Motion and second. Any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Motion to set the hourly rate of the Pike County departmental and row officer solicitors, at $125 per hour unless otherwise specified by separate agreement.
Motion. Second.
Motion and second. Any questions? All in favor? Aye. Motion to adjourn the salary board.
Motion. Second.
Motion and second. All in favor?
Aye.
Motion to reconvene the commissioners meeting.
Motion. Second.
Motion and second. All in favor? Aye. All right. That's excitement's over. So now we go to press and public comments. Kevin? Just state your name for her, please.
Kevin Holian, Holian, Hingham Township. Two comments relating to the reorg. In early December, we had a commissioners meeting in which several groups of individuals talked about concerns with respect to their protective rights categories. And I'd like to applaud the commissioners in this reorganization. I saw two items that kind of tie into that. Appointing Commissioner Caceres for the Reentry Coalition. I think Pike County has to be applauded. When it comes to corrections and correctional facilities, and we talk about recidivism, which is the amount of people that are going back into prisons, the national average is about 43–44% according to Department of Justice statistics. Pike County, I think for the last 2 or 3 years, is 19%. So that's something to really be proud of within a county of this size and the demographic of a county of this type. The second item is with respect to item number 35 with Shannon Voice. When we talk about hate and negativity, a lot of that is derived from information. You have misinformation, wrong or inaccurate communications for influencing purposes, disinformation, which is a little bit more serious and negative because you're trying to influence people to think your way, and then of course malinformation where you're just taking things out of context. By elevating the title and position within communications for Shannon, I think that's another great sign of the forward thinking of our 3 commissioners. So thank you, the 3 of you.
Thank you, Kevin. Just one comment about the correctional facility. While we take credit for that, we really give that to the staff at the correctional facility. Our warden is recognized in the state as being one of the top wardens. When you go to a commissioner's convention, you tell them you're from Pike, and if you're talking to people about correctionals, they know Craig Lowe's name. And he does a really good job up there. He's very concerned about the individuals that unfortunately are incarcerated, and is looking to make sure that they do not come back. When they do come back, he's saddened by that, because what he feels is that he hasn't done his job, because that's what his job is. His job is to make sure that these individuals get on with a productive life. So thanks for recognizing that. But that is the Reentry Coalition in this county is an active organization. Krister will be on that. It got a little slowed down, obviously many things did during COVID, but it's back up and running again, and there is countless volunteers at our correctional facility. Before COVID, we would have, so you know, a luncheon up there, a barbecue or whatever to recognize the volunteers. There'd be 250 people there from all over. Some people as far away as Northampton County coming up to Pike County because they recognize the work that's done. So thanks for recognizing that. Is there any other press or public comment?
Hello, everyone. That's Christina with the family today. I was wondering, I wanted to revisit in respect to things, the conversations that we had last meeting. Were we able to get the numbers of how much it would cost to put the Narcan in every medicine cabinet of Pike County?
We did not.
No. Okay, so, and I'm grateful that, we started it off with giving recognition of those who are doing great jobs within their services and being active. And I am, again, a belief that being active is also preventative, and that was kind of something you touched on, how he gets sad when inmate comes back because he felt that he wasn't able to prevent that. I have personal some numbers, and there's a study of 406 17-year-olds in state foster care between December 2001 and June 2003, where 45% of those were reported of using and trying illicit drugs within the past 6 months. And so that's a study done within these youth of 3 years, 2-3 years. But within this past 6 months, they were still able to get their hands on or try illicit drugs. So I remember when I first came here and I was speaking to you guys about preventative measures, what preventative measures are being placed out there. I think when they were speaking on putting Narcan in every family's medicine cabinet, it wasn't ignorant of me, I don't believe, to question the intentions or the motives, or even to ask for a number, because the thing is, just like there was a dude who mentioned the transparency of how these things are affecting taxpayers, even though she said at the beginning would be a grant, we should know what the numbers are. And then for the preventative and active part, what are we doing or putting our money into that may be affecting or causing children or people to become the statistics that we're trying to save, right? So we're putting medicine in medicine cabinets, but are we also checking what we're putting our money into as far as the children and youth system? There was already a question of transparency and even honesty when it came to receiving emails on mishandlements that were being done within the agency. And now we're having proposals for programs to give out medicine that will be life-saving for those who are overdosing from drugs, but are we making sure that we're being preventative from the things that we are also paying into that may be adding into those statistics, like those youth that may be being ripped away from their families for no good reason, especially against the Constitution, and being thrown into a system where they're now left to experience and see whatever this world has to give them. So I'm just blowing some whistles on whether we are not only funding the problem, but then, but covering that as the greatest secret, but putting money towards the saving and saying, well, here, we're proposing a solution, but we also created the problem. I feel like we should really be checking our hearts and whether our actions are really helping or hindering our county, for sure, and the pockets of these taxpayers.
What's your name, ma'am?
My name is Christina with a K, Vigo.
Your last name, I'm sorry.
Vigo, V as in Victor, I-G-O.
Thank you, Ms. Vigo. Thank you for making your statements, and I really greatly appreciate you coming here to voice your concerns.
Thank you.
As far as the annual cost, the number was not obtained, but when we get around to, making that calculation, it will be publicized. I wanted to speak to also your concerns with respect to individuals or juveniles in the foster care or in the custody and care of the foster department, experiencing, I guess, or partaking in drugs. As unfortunate as it is, my 14-year-old son is here. It's a very cold world out there. And unfortunately, some children fall victim, just like some adults fall victim, to using, trying drugs, and unfortunately get them hooked. Our job here is to make sure that the foster care system is adequately financed so that it can properly function. Whether or not a child is rightfully or wrongfully taken from a family is not within our purview, but what I can tell you is we're very concerned, and that's part of our job, and that's why we run to serve the community and serve the county, is to make sure that we're doing the best we can, that these agencies are properly funded. As with respect to your question about the Narcan, are we doing the right thing with that? It's almost to your point about being reactive or proactive, right? Reactive versus being proactive. You mentioned the correctional facility and the warden being concerned when people return, and you felt as though maybe they weren't being as proactive. So,
or he felt that maybe that's why he said, I'm
okay, fair enough.
Those emotions.
Fair enough. Fair enough. I misheard and I apologize. But with respect to the Narcan, when someone unfortunately has an overdose episode in or near their home, would we want some help to be present or would we not?
Oh yeah, I'm sure it is.
Right.
And I'm not speaking against that. Again, even as I said last meeting, I am understanding. I think I'm just also hinting towards those commissioners that already received emails of mishandling happening within their agency. And it was just, I don't believe in coincidences, but we'll say coincidental that this program was proposed, and I did believe and see it as a beautiful opportunity to once again request a consideration and a overlooking of what the funds that have been going out to fund the crime that has been done against me could be looked at, because I am requesting that my children do not become a statistic. And so maybe if that's something to look over. I'm not giving any details, just like that man who got emotional last time. I'm removing emotion from it. I'm speaking only on the logics. So if there's, I'm speaking to the people who are signing the checks then, because the people who are doing the acts aren't stopping it. So then if I can speak to the ones who are paying for those acts, so I can just say, that was a door for me. That was a door for me to say, can we keep those 5 children from becoming the statistics that you guys are paying to prevent and to keep, I'm just.
Right, and I get that part, and let me
so
just
if
say,
you can answer back the email, that's all, because it's not here for public
So if I could just say,
right?
we've said that before, that we get those emails.
Yeah.
We forward those emails to the agency's directors, right? Sometimes to Nero, sometimes to our solicitors. I'm just going to speak to this. The emails that we're getting mention names and children and all this, and I don't think, as I said at the last meeting, that I should be commenting on this because I don't know all the facts.
Maybe not in public.
No, but even just sending back, because just because you send me an email, do I honestly know who you are? No, listen. No, but that's not my role then, to try and investigate who's sending me emails when it comes to sensitive information. These children, and you're right, your children, all these children have just as many rights as the parents do. So that's why when those emails come to us, we don't ignore them, but we certainly don't respond to them. I will just tell you, there's 2 phone calls on my phone right now from individuals calling about this. I forward those to the right agencies to find out more about the story, and there's a lot more to the story. And I'm not saying yours is any different, but you have to understand, we need to be sensitive of what we do with that information. These are children that we're talking about, and again, I don't know who those people are that are calling my phone. Just because they say who they are doesn't mean I know who they are, or that they're being truthful and honest to us. So I appreciate what you're saying. We will get the numbers on the Narcan for you. That's a legitimate concern of how much we're spending on that.
And also Nero. I looked up this Nero and wasn't able to come up with anything. Not even my church family was able to find this Nero. Can you give me a specific address?
We will. Krista, I think at the last meeting was going to, or the meeting before, it's the Northeastern Regional Organization that oversees our children and youth. So when these complaints come in, we send them to them. We send them upstairs, we send them to our solicitor, we send them to Nero. And in many cases, sometimes what happens is people send complaints to Nero and they filter the other direction. Now, maybe, hopefully, and I don't think they are, they're vetting what those complaints are. That the people who are giving the information are actually the ones that should be speaking for these children. Again, and this is, and really when this comes to it, the courts are really the ones who dictate these decisions.
Yeah.
You're right, we may write the checks, but in front of those 2 judges over there is when the decisions are made, not for us, and there's no place for us to be getting involved in that. These are really sensitive issues.
Well
They
said.
really are.
And for clarification purposes, just for the press especially, are you now stating that you have been receiving complaints, calls, and or emails about mishandlements within the CYS agency?
I've been here for 12 years, and I can tell you that I've received complaints about COIS, about transportation, about many different things, and I forward them. I do not ignore them. I know Commissioner Smallsy doesn't, and the other commissioners before us didn't either. But we have a responsibility of how we handle those, particularly, I'm going to just speak to CYS.
Well, yeah, because just a little bit about myself, and then I'm done with you, and thank you.
Can I ask you a quick question just before you go, because I don't want to forget. Do you know the proper process to register a complaint?
I have been going through all the processes, and because I'm the least of these, I have not received any response, not even from the DA, but I will keep going as a mother.
Well, no, I mean outside the county. So are you aware of like the proper protocol
Well,
for
of course,
escalating your
naturally, I
complaint?
would utilize my county first because I'm a preventative type. Why make it a big thing when we can situate it and settle that? But if we want to bring it bigger, of course, naturally, as a
I
mother,
just wanted to make sure you had the
Yeah,
information.
yes,
that's
thank
all.
you. You
We'll see that
I
Krista
got
gives you that
But
information.
what brought me here was actually the meeting on December 6th, where it was asked about whether he had been receiving emails, and that is what brought me here, because you said no, and I was like, oh, that's basically asking for me to come. So I am so grateful that we finally got down to the truthful answer, which was posed on December 6th, which was if you've been getting any knowledge, if there was any word coming to you guys about mishandlement within that agency, and this was the clearest answer, that there have been, it's just you guys are weary with handling sensitive information. So I guess thanks for the aftermath of what may happen if that sensitive information continues to be avoided.
Thank you for coming.
Thank you.
Anyone else? Okay, so we need a motion to adjourn this meeting, and then we should move into the fun meeting. I have a motion and a second. All in favor? Aye. Okay, so this is the agenda for the regular commissioners meeting. We did this so we combined them, because normally we would have had a meeting tomorrow, the first Wednesday, but we advertised it so that we would hold this meeting right after the reorganization meeting to save everybody some time and energy.
Thank you, Chair.
So the first item I have is a motion to recess the commissioners meeting to hold an election board meeting.
Motion.
Second.
Motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay. All right. First item under the Board of Elections is.
We need to.
Oh, yeah. No, I know.
Yeah.
They're gonna,
Technically, they call.
you get somebody on that. Yep,
Yeah,
okay.
they call their meeting, then you tell them.
Oh, they have to call their meeting. All righty.
Chris is on.
Is George back on there?
Then we should do it. We'll be doing it on time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
George?
George, Commissioners meeting, this is Chris Gromowski, we've got the Commissioner Solicitor Farley, and we have Chris Strong on Zoom.
Chris, are you still there?
We're just waiting to start the election board meeting.
Yep, we're good. I'm here.
Okay.
Okay. So can I just have a motion by Chris or George to call the last meeting of the previous election board prior to January 1st? Can I have a motion for that meeting called?
So moved.
Second? I need a second.
Fred, second. You gotta
Okay.
call
All in favor?
it.
I need a vote.
Aye.
Okay, and then the only motion I need is for someone to make a motion to approve the minutes from the last meeting, which was September 11th, 2023.
So moved.
Who was that?
George?
George. Chris, can I have a second? Chris?
I think his phone is cutting out or something.
Chris?
He said
He just said.
Okay, and then the vote? Just need a vote?
All in
Aye.
favor?
Okay,
Aye.
and then if I could just have the meeting adjourned, and thank you for calling in.
Yep, motion to adjourn.
Thank you.
All set?
Oh, so
Thank you, George.
Thanks for doing that, I
Thanks, Bill.
appreciate it.
Thank you. Have a nice day, everyone.
You too, Happy New Year. Okay, I'm not going here.
Okay. So now we need a motion to approve the minutes from the February 1st, 2023 Board of Election meeting. This was the last meeting conducted that would have included me and Ron and Tony at that time, before we had to appoint new people. And that meeting, in fact, is the meeting where we appointed the two people you just heard. So I need a motion.
I'll make a motion.
I abstain.
I'll second it.
Oh,
All in
sorry.
favor?
No, you did.
Oh, okay.
Perfect.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Now you come up.
Okay, and on the next item here is just reorganization. Considering what is going to transpire as we move forward into 2024 with elections, we are going to appoint a chair, a vice chair to the Board of Elections. So we know, the statute calls for all three of us always sit on the Board of Elections. There's no one else that we can put on there, it's the three of us. But due to the fact that this year we're probably gonna have many meetings and we could have a lot of people in the audience, we felt it was important that we appoint a chair, a vice chair, so the meetings are run very much like you just saw the commissioners' meetings are run. Otherwise, other years there wasn't much, in fact, most time there was nobody ever there. We were voting on things like, when are we gonna order the ballots? So I'll make a motion that we appoint Ron Schmolsey as the chair for the Board of Elections. I'd be the vice chair for the 2024 Board of Elections. So I have a
I'll
motion
make
for a
that
second.
Second.
Second, all in favor?
Aye.
Okay. So I think that's it for the Board of Elections, right?
Motion to adjourn.
No questions about the Board of Elections, we'll just ask them. Okay. Okay, we need a motion to adjourn the Board of Elections.
Motion.
Second.
Motion is second, any questions, all in favor? Aye. Okay, motion to reconvene the Commissioners' meeting.
Motion.
Second.
Motion is second, any questions, all in favor?
Aye.
Okay, any public comments or questions concerning today's agenda? Seeing none, we'll move on to.
No, I'm here.
Oh, okay.
I'm here. Okay, it's only a comment, and this is just for the meeting, and for anybody who has ears to hear, we're gonna go straight to it. I heard that sometimes there's things that people don't know, usually when we know, we do better and we do better. So, for the sake of.
Is this items on the agenda?
Yeah.
It's on the
agenda, ma'am.
agenda, yes.
Go ahead.
I want to speak only on September 25th, 1789, the grant.
No, ma'am, no, you tell us,
Okay, fine.
please
We'll
tell
only
me.
speak on what I'm reading as far as the
No,
agenda.
first tell me what relates to the agenda that you're asking to comment.
Is this?
One through the said motions, please point out to me what questions you have on any of the emotions,
The
right?
agenda we're
Motion,
allowed to speak on last meeting.
That's later.
No,
That's
you,
Later?
when we're gonna have,
yeah.
we're gonna have press and public comment at the end.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Okay.
That's perfect.
All right.
I thought that's exactly what you said, but my apologies.
fine.
That's okay.
Thank you.
All right. So any other comments on today's agenda? Okay. All right, we'll go to number one. Motion to approve the January 2nd, 2024 agenda.
Motion.
Second.
Motion is second. Any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Motion to approve the December 20th, 2023 meeting minutes.
Motion.
Abstain.
Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Motion to approve the December 27th, 2023 conference minutes.
Motion.
Second.
Abstain.
All in favor? Aye. Motion to approve the payment of the general funds in the county bill of $299,990.11.
Motion.
Second.
Motion is second. Any questions? All in favor? Aye. Motion to approve payment in the bridge repair account of $1,665.
Motion.
Second.
Motion is second. All in favor? Aye. Motion to approve payment of the Pike County Employee Health Insurance Fund in the amount of $3,329.46.
Motion.
Second.
Motion is second. Any questions? All in favor? Aye. Under personnel, motion to change the part-time administrative clerk position in the CASA of the Pike County program to a full-time position for a 37.5-hour work week, retroactive to January 1st, 2024.
Motion.
Second.
Quick question on that. Are there gonna be two people at CASA now, or someone leave yet? Two. Okay, thank you. There have been two.
I have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Motion to change the status of Susan Shore from part-time administrative clerk to full-time administrative clerk for the CASA of Pike County program for a 37.5-hour work week, effect retroactive to January 1st, 2024, with benefits after 90 days.
Motion.
Second.
Motion is second. Any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Motion to hire Tinia Ingalls as clerk typist 1 in the Area Agency on Aging for a 35-hour work week effective January 8th, 2024, pending drug test results with benefits after 90 days. This is a replacement position.
Motion.
Second.
Motion is second. Any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Motion to recess the Commissioners' meeting to hold a salary board meeting.
Motion.
Second.
Motion is second. Any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Salary board. Motion to convene the salary board.
Motion.
Second.
Motion is second. All in favor?
Aye.
Motion to approve the December 20th and 27th, 2023 salary board minutes.
Motion.
Second.
Abstain.
All in favor?
Aye.
Motion to increase the hourly rate of Susan Short to $17 per hour as full-time administrative clerk for the CASA of Pike County program for a 37.5-hour work week, retroactive to January 1st, 2024, with benefits after 90 days.
Motion.
Second.
Motion is second. Any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Motion to set the hourly rate of Tinia Ingalls at $14.50 per hour as clerk typist in the Area Agency on Aging for a 35-hour work week effective January 8, 2024, pending drug test results with benefits after 90 days.
Motion.
Second.
Motion is second. Any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Motion to reconvene the Commissioners' meeting.
Motion.
Second.
Motion is second. All in favor?
Aye.
Under new business, motion to execute the agreement of lease between Matamoras Fire Department and the County of Pike on behalf of the Area Agency on Aging.
Motion.
Second.
Motion is second. Any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Motion to execute the agreement of lease between Lackawaxen Township Volunteer Fire Department and the County of Pike on behalf of the Area Agency on Aging.
Motion.
Second.
Motion is second. Any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Motion to execute the agreement for janitorial services between Peter Corella and the County of Pike on behalf of the Area Agency on Aging.
Motion.
Second.
Motion is second. All in favor? Motion to authorize the chairman to execute the grease tank pumping transportation and disposal agreement between Coberline Incorporated, DBA Coberline Environmental Services, and the County of Pike on behalf of the Area Agency on Aging.
Motion.
Second.
Motion is second. Any questions? All in favor? Motion to execute the fiscal year 2023 fourth quarter payment from the Pike County Emergency Medical Services grant funds to Lackawaxen Township in the amount of $82,712.53, and Lehman Township in the amount of $89,190.
Motion.
Second.
Motion is second. Any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Under miscellaneous, as we do at every meeting, there's a list of Penn State Extension calendar of events. And next I have is press and public comment. Just state your name, Brian, please.
Yes. Max Ugliero, A-U-G-U-G-L-I-A-R-O, and I'm a Pocono record. And my question for Mrs. Caceres. So my question is, do you think that there's a transitional period from activist to politician? And if so, how do you plan to make the transition?
To balance those out.
Yeah.
Thank you for your question. Well, I don't consider myself an activist per se, more like a community servant. But certainly there will be a small transition and a learning curve between what I've done in my other roles versus this one. I respect this office, and I look forward to working with these two gentlemen. And I would just say the first year is going to be a lot of listening and not a lot of talking.
Anyone else?
Yes, ma'am?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so I wanted to read some things to just make sure we're all on the same page, and then I would definitely not mind if anybody wants to correct or, clarify anything from my understanding in this, right? So then we all know, and I also know. So one, I don't really think that I should have been suppressed a little bit earlier. I get it that you didn't understand exactly what specific thing I was touching on as in the agenda, but that whole agenda was about pay, right? What we were going to be paying, what we were going to be allowed, we were going to be signing off on. And my whole point was, when considering the amendments, it's the framework of what we think are decisions on as far as Congress representation and pay, right? So, and that was, yeah, I just probably didn't know how to start it and maybe scared you guys a little bit. I
You didn't
apologize.
scare us. You just want to keep order in the meeting, so
Right,
you have your
right.
time now.
Thank you. So we already know that the First Amendment, which is the best of them all, which is the Congress shall make no law respecting an establishment of religion or prohibiting the free exercise therefore, are abridging the freedom of speech and of the press for the right of the people to peaceably to assemble and to petition the government for a redress of grievance. And if anything, I would ask, do you believe that anything done against that is a crime? Because it's against the Constitution. Like, if we do something against that, is that a crime for us? That's the question.
If you do anything that violates the First Amendment,
If we do anything against the Constitution, is that a crime?
well, I think that's for the courts to decide, not for us. So, yeah, I guess I'll agree with that. But you gotta put some more facts behind it. And I'm not here to put all the facts.
Right, no, just
Okay?
it was just a simple question.
Understood.
It was like that, yes or no. If I was to break that, is that a crime, or if I was to take that away? Also, with the 14th Amendment, which was proposed on June 13th and ratified on July 9th, 1868, that all persons born or naturalized in the United States is subject to the jurisdiction there are citizens of the United States and the states wherein they reside. So these persons within this have equal protection of the laws, equal protection of the laws. Is that true?
The people have equal protection under the law.
Yeah. So even children, right? Because
Yes.
that's why people are marching for the unborn. So my thing is, when it came down to sending transcripts to you, why do you believe that that would be too sensitive to make sure that children are also receiving?
Because these
equal
are
protection?
these are legal proceedings.
Yeah, I know. And my question is with the trial. I try to bring my brother in, and
You have an
Ma'am,
attorney.
No, you're going too far.
I know.
This
I'm
is
just,
not a forum
so
for
when
you
we
to
do agree
discuss
that
it, no.
anything done against
I agree, ma'am,
I'm
that
going back to the original. It's okay. So we do agree that anything done against the Constitution is a crime, though.
Well, certainly a violation of the Constitution, not necessarily a crime.
And that's for
per
the
se.
courts to decide.
And so then when it comes to what we're paying off, because then we also know that in the, I'm sorry, and just because I have the time, right? We know that we cannot support anything that goes against it. In suppressing insurrection or rebellion shall not be
We
questioned.
do,
But in the aid of insurrection or rebellion against the United States or any claims of the loss, so we acknowledge that the pain of anything that might be supported going against the Constitution is against the Constitution as well.
That's extremely broad. I know where you're going. It's so broad.
But
that-
it's out on the table now. That's all.
Well,
My whole point
your
is,
question's on
right?
the table, but it's very broad, and
It's a
so
broad one.
and so I'm not sure that we can actually apply the question to what I know you're referring to, which is your assertion that this agency is criminal, right? So
We'll keep that off the table. Actually, that last comment, I'm grateful you picked it up. It's not a question. Again, it's just for consideration for those who have the pen in their hand. That's all, because other than that, I have nothing left here, other than to just bring things on the table for those with the pen to think about.
But you also recognize that the agency itself has to be funded, whether there's 1, 2, or 20 people who may be running afoul of it just by your allegation.
Yeah.
That doesn't change the fact that we have a job to do, and so does that agency. So it's got to be properly funded. How people may or may not do their job within that agency, there's a protocol that you can follow, and that's why I was asking if you were aware of the entire chain to make sure that if you're not satisfied here on the local level, where you can go outside of this county, and to make sure that you are properly, preserving your rights as well, because I know for a fact, if you do not properly follow that protocol, they can dismiss your allegation no matter how
Right.
founded it may be.
Yeah.
So if you need that information, I'm sure that's something in response to an email we may receive from you is what is the proper protocol, but I'm pretty sure, and I'll defer to our solicitor, we're prohibited really from going beyond that.
Right.
Yeah.
You're right, and she'll give you the phone number for Nero.
Perfect.
So-
So
Okay,
then
thank you.
just to finish it then, we hold these truths to be self-evident that all men are created equal, that they are endowed by their creator with certain unalienable rights, that among these are life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. That whenever any form of government becomes destructive of these ends, it is the right of the people to alter or to abolish it and to institute new for their future security. Such has been the patient sufferance of these colonies. So I hope we all consider our rights and our liberties and where we start and where we end, because the thing is, we all will be accountable to that one creator. And that would be my final thing, because other than that, I don't know why else I'm here. You guys have a great rest of your day. Be
You
safe.
as well. Thank you for coming in.
Thank you guys for having me.
anyone else? Kevin?
Kevin Holian, HOLIAN. Ms. Vigo, just before you go.
No.
It's only to them.
Just
Yes.
us.
We're not having
Yeah, we're not gonna go back
Uh,
to that.
When we talk about the First Amendment, and we talked in early December, and I apologize for that, I apologize deeply. Hate can be broken down into 4 different parts. And I'm saying this educationally and from an awareness standpoint, like, Commissioner Caceres' son who's here. You have cyberbullying, you have hate speech, you have microaggression, and you have hate crimes. From a district attorney standpoint, from a crime standpoint, of course, hate crimes are criminal. Harms a person or property. For example, the side of a truck, a swastika, holiday lights on top of a building, or if I reach over and I smack you in the back of the head or the nose or your kneecap because of a special protected group that you belong to. Whether you race, ethnicity, gender, sexual orientation, or whatever. When it comes to hate speech, cyberbullying, and microaggressions, those are all the gray areas. And I think you would find it very rare where a district attorney will pursue an indictment or any progression of it to indictment on those type of interactions within a social environment. So you gotta really, when you're looking at the Constitution of the United States, realize how it was written, why it was written, the equity part of it, of course, yet we express ourselves either through love, kindness, or, worst case scenario, hate in very unique ways. And a lot of people, whether it be within the white community or within a different protected group, know how to work around that. So we have to be very ginger on how we discuss it, how we approach it, and how we position our elected officials in trying to respond to that. It's a very, very thin ice dialogue. We're very fortunate to have the Constitution yet. We can try to play workarounds. Thank you.
Thank you, Kevin.
And I apologize.
Anyone else?
Hi there, John Hellman, Hell and then Man. Vice President of Triversity. I wanted to say 2 things. One, first, love the new look of the Commissioner's table. Welcome, Ms. Caceres, if I can call you that for now. And secondly, I was forwarded a letter that was also forwarded to the commissioners from Carrie Williams, who has identified herself as the president of the Pike County chapter of Moms for Liberty, in which she said, and I quote her directly, that I publicly denounced Moms for Liberty for being anti a number of groups I believe are being unfairly victimized within our society. And in that letter, she asked me to retract and apologize. So I would like to publicly say that I'm very sorry that Moms for Liberty lost almost every single school board election that they endorsed candidates for in Pennsylvania and in Iowa and a few other states. I would also like to apologize that slavery did happen. It was not an internship for Black folks and folks of African descent to learn trade and skills. It was a brutal, disgusting part of our history that unfortunately we have to face. And as long as you continue making the lives of trans kids and LGBT folks a living hell, I will continue to call you a hate group. So I just wanted to publicly acknowledge that. Thank you.
Okay. Anyone else? Okay. Motion to adjourn. Got a motion, second. Well done. Thank you, everyone. Happy New Year again.